Hello and welcome. This is Alchemistexe, and today I want to talk about Ultimate Execution, which is an Enlightened Gear skill that you can get on the Excalibur sword. And I'll talk a little bit more later about how exactly you get it. But the reason I think that this is a must-have skill, and this is coming from someone who is often too impatient or can't be bothered grinding out these skills unless they bring back those levels that were designed specifically to grind them out. If they do that, then I'm all about it. But otherwise, I'm normally too impatient unless it's like a really game-changing skill. And in this case, I find it to be so. The reason being, this level for Kagura's class change, as well as Zion's previously, and then in Kennen's one as well, just RNG dodging is just not fun. To me, it's an artificial form of difficulty that can ruin an otherwise perfectly good run. You know, your stats are solid, you're meeting all of the stat checks, and then just a little bit of RNG makes you have to reset the run. So let's see what happens here. Her Trinity Thesis should do plenty of damage to kill him, but because one of them is evaded, then that is subsequently going to ruin this run. And that is just a bummer. I do not like that. I like the kind of difficulty that requires you to fully utilize your units well, and that is not it. That's just RNG. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ultimate Execution in action. Okay, so here we are with this skill. So basically what this skill does is it disables all reactions, so you're going to hit with it no matter what, and then also lowers the probability. So, you know, the kind of thing like Cheryl can do, one of the pirate, I think Awilda can do it as well. It's just a nice tool that you can stick on Kennen or Zion, both of whom are amazing characters. And in situations like this, especially because dodgy Waginau just keeps showing up, it's a good tool to defeat him. And then if you manage to get her quickened, you can use it on him and then have Cannon charge up and you can take him out, no problem. So that's the skill and its use in a nutshell. Otherwise, pretty simple. It's not great damage because it's going to be dark coming from a light character, but nonetheless, just for its utility, it's great. So now let's go ahead and talk about how you are going to acquire that skill. So pictured on the screen right now is the tree for the one-handed sword Enlightened Gear Skills. So in the case of pursuing Ultimate Execution, there is one specific path that needs to be taken. And I might have to stress this, it has to be Excalibur, which luckily that sword is farmable, so you can get as many of them as you want. And even more luckily, the drops are doubled, so it's not going to be as grindy as it normally would be. And then as an extra bonus, you also get Kagura shards from the same stage that you would farm the Excalibur, so if you're trying to get her all built up, you can do it at the same time. So what you need to do is pop the sword onto a dark unit, and then hit things until you learn Cross Slash, then go back to another map, hit things until you learn Dark Cross Slash, and if you learn anything other than Dark Cross Slash, you have to keep resetting. So you might have to reset anytime you don't get Cross Slash or Dark Cross Slash. But luckily when you reset, you only have to go back one step. So as soon as you got Cross Slash, you're good. As soon as you got Dark Cross Slash, and then after that, you should be set as long as you have a dark unit using Excalibur. So that is easier said than done because of the unit makeup in the game as far as dark units go. So next I would like to talk about some possibilities that could work, with one working for pretty much everyone. You just might have to raise a unit you might not normally use. So as far as dark units that can use a one-handed sword go, there's a lot of options. Ikasa, Lakina, Sol's Magic Swordsman, Zhang Yi's Magic Swordsman, etc. But the problem that some people may run into is that those are all limited units. If you're relatively new, may not have had a chance to acquire them. So I've got Edwin on the screen here because he's someone that could work for everyone. A lot of you may not need to raise him for this purpose, but if you've got nobody else, he'll do. And all you need is to get him strong enough that he can wail on some level 85 enemies and learn the skill and not die. That's it. That's all you need. And you should be able to get it no problem. The biggest issue isn't going to be that. The issue is going to be getting the right skills and having to reset them when you don't get the right skills. That's the reason that I don't love this system. But in the case of Ultimate Execution, I definitely think that it's worth the trouble. So yeah, that is it for the video. Hopefully any of you that don't yet have the skill are able to acquire it with ease. And with that, I will see you all next time.